Let's bring in military expert Lieutenant Colonel Davis, Daniel Davis. Colonel Davis, I want to pick up on some of Luca's reporting there. I want to find out your estimation, how serious is a ballistic missile threat from Kim Jong-un to the United States?
Well, right now, it's probably not as strong as what some may believe. He certainly has demonstrated his ability to fire that Hwasong 15, the one he fired last time in November. But as I believe he just said, that they've yet to prove that they can have the reentry vehicle survive coming back in. So it's not clear that they have that, nor that they have very many of them to do it. So there is it does exist. It's just not probably not as strong as some people might think.
And still, we are also talking now about the U.S. missile defense capabilities. Talk to us about that in terms of readiness and the amount of missile defense systems we have in place currently.
Yeah, I don't think that we have that many missile defense systems in place. I think that's the reason why the PACOM commander is talking about wanting to bring some more of that in there. But I think the larger thing, which is far more effective than any missile defense shield, is that we need to really emphasize our military deterrent to keep Kim Jong-un from ever firing the missiles. And we have quite a bit of opportunity and resources and capabilities to let him know for sure that he would be utterly destroyed if he ever did that. Now, there was a report in 38 North, which is probably the best civilian information on North Korea that's out there right now, this past Wednesday. And some of their senior officials went to North Korea and actually talked to some of them, and they scratched their heads. They said they really don't understand because they know for sure. They said it would be suicide for us to actually offensively use any of our weapons. They are solely for defense. And I think that logic shows that that's correct. So they can be deterred, and we should focus on that more than anything else.
Okay, and that's a good point you make there, Colonel. I want to point out, though, now a list of recent actions amid the growing fears of an attack by North Korea. I'm going to pop some things on the screen here. As of December 1st, last month, you had Hawaii reinstated its Cold War-era nuclear warning siren scheduled to be tested the first business day of every month. Guam distributed a pamphlet on nuclear attack preparedness that encouraged people to avoid using conditioner, quote, as it will bind the toxins to your hair, and a 16-page bulletin released by emergency management authorities in California warned people to beware of radioactive pets. Now, you just said, Colonel, that the threat, a ballistic missile threat from Kim Jong-un is not as serious or as imminent as we in the civilian world are thinking that it is. So what is it that either Defense Department officials, the president as well, what message should they send to the citizens of the United States? And also, what should the word be as they send it to other world leaders?
Yeah, well, let me just flatly tell you, there will be no war on the Korean Peninsula unless we initiate it, because North Korea has no incentive to do that. So I think that we need to understand right away that there's not some threat that North Korea is unhinged and any day they could throw out missiles, because it would again be suicidal. But because President Trump, H.R. McMaster, Senator Lindsey Graham have all been so active in talking about the military option, it does have people concerned. In addition to all the ones you just put up on your screen, you also had Australia, you had China on their province north of North Korea, Russia. You have a number of people that are having these kinds of nuclear preparedness. And as you may have seen, the CDC released something earlier this week that they're making some more active measures to let people know how to respond to nuclear weapons. So the threat is there, but it doesn't need to be.
So then, Colonel Davis, you're saying that Kim Jong-un sees it as suicide if he were to strike first. You're also saying, so you're saying that he won't, it'll be more defense. You're also saying that the powers that be here in the military and the administration, they need to tamp down their talk of possible military action. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yes, because everybody knows, North Korea most pointedly understands that we have a 100-to-1 advantage on nuclear weapons. And as President Trump said in his tweet earlier, his button works. And we know that for sure. And we don't, North Korea doesn't know for sure if theirs is going to work, but ours will. And so all of that plays to our advantage. So we need to play to that, but we need to lower the temperature.
How do we do that? How do we lower the temperature?
Well,
quickly,
number one,
please?
we need to stop using incendiary comments and talk about how we're going to destroy people and all this. And we need to reinforce these talks that have begun. And we need to emphasize diplomacy and support Secretary Tillerson and in his efforts.
Okay, we leave it there. Colonel Davis, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.